Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Pokemon Go Fight Club. I know it's been a while since I've seen you guys, but if you remember, my name is Jackie Fox and I am your host. So, we just got a really exciting update, brand new news yesterday. The gym system has been completely reworked, or not completely. The actual combat remains the same, but a lot of the mechanics of just everything to do with gyms has changed, and this is a lot of information that we need to get straight, because even though I haven't seen a lot about Pokemon Go in my Facebook newsfeed lately, especially since I quit playing for a little while to wait for this update to kind of freshen the game back up, so that I could focus on other things in my life instead of playing the same game that I had been playing with no updates or changes for quite a while. I decided to come back and try it out yesterday and try to learn what I could from that. And I've got some cool battle footage for you that I'm going to be showing over here on this side of the screen. Gotta give credit to my nephew for the Nerd Palace and all the crazy memorabilia behind me. It really makes an awesome backdrop. So, there's a lot of cool things for us to talk about. First of all, the gym system is now based on a motivation system instead of prestige. Note that when you drop your Pokemon into a gym, it will not have full motivation right away. You have to feed it one berry to get its motivation all the way up. That's going to mean that it's going to take one extra battle for people to knock out. Now, gyms that only have one Pokemon in them will still require 6 to 7 battles to knock that Pokemon out. Gyms that are full with 6 Pokemon in them are going to require 6 to 7 battles, depending on if they have full motivation to knock out. So either way, it's still going to take 6 to 7 fights to take down any gym where the motivation of the Pokemon in that gym are maxed out. Now, of course, if there's only one Pokemon in that gym, each of those battles are going to be a lot easier because you're only fighting one thing instead of 6. And it can still be kind of grueling to take down a fully leveled up gym, but it's a lot easier than it was to take down a level 10 gym previously. So turnover could increase, although on the other side, in places where turnover was already pretty common and it was really easy to just battle that one Pokemon that someone dropped in, or 1, 2, or 3 that people dropped in because no one was willing to build it up, these gyms are going to stay a little bit longer because it's harder to knock out that just one Pokemon. You can't just fight it once and be done with it. You have to fight it at least 6 times from the moment that it's dropped in to be able to beat that gym. So for people who don't have a lot of coordination, a lot of people backing them up, this is going to give them a little bit of an advantage in competition. It's also going to make it a little bit easier to knock down thoroughly entrenched gyms, or the ones that tend to get built up really quickly, so it's going to cause a lot more turnover in areas that were previously stagnant. But I think that a couple other additions to the gym system are going to change a little bit the terms of competition, and it's going to make this system less stagnant. And that is the badge system. So the badge system works like this. All gyms are now also Pokestops. You can, from the gym menu, go up to a photo disc for the gym and spin that, and then you're going to get some items. Now the standard drop is 2. If your team controls it, you may get additional items up to maybe 3, but you're really going to get the most items out of gyms, and I've seen 6 within the last day, and I only have a silver badge. I do not yet have the gold badge for that particular gym. But basically, the more you battle at a particular gym, the stronger your badge for that gym is going to get, and the higher level your badge is for that gym, the more bonus rewards you will get from spinning the Pokestop at that gym. So spinning a Pokestop at a gym could end up being even more rewarding than spinning a traditional Pokestop, by far. So you have kind of this encouragement to go back and take the same gyms over and over again. You have this encouragement to build territory, because the stronger your territory is, the better drops you're going to get off of these gym photo discs. So basically you can build up super Pokestops by being incredibly territorial about certain areas. Also, the gym system is no longer based on CP. It seems to be based on the order that Pokemon were dropped in. It's also based on that motivation. Now, as motivation decreases, the CP of Pokemon in the gym will decrease. So for each Pokemon that gets beaten in battle, its CP will decrease about 15% is what I'm seeing, until it hits around like 40 or 30%, and the motivation, the little heart, goes all the way down. Then it is defeated. It will drop out of the gym. So it looks like to repair this damage, friendly players can drop in and drop berries on their Pokemon. So finally we have a decent use for the Nanab berry. That's what I've been using exclusively until I run out of stocks of those, because let's face it, they're useless for everything else. So let's use them for this. Raspberries, pineapples work the same way. There is a golden raspberry that's being introduced as a raid reward, but raids aren't fully out there yet. If you're level 35 and up and you are lucky enough to be in an area where they're beta testing this, you can play raids. But at the moment, I'm not really going to talk much about the raids and all the things that brings into the game, because it's not fully unveiled yet and not fully available to all players. So there's also a couple of things that I want to refresh you on that we've known for a while. There is a species limit, so there's no longer the ability to build an all Blissey gym. There is only going to be a maximum of 1 Blissey per gym. It looks like some changes in the way that CP works may make Pokemon like Slowbro or Umbreon, which are incredible defenders, Steelix as well, who also looks really impressive in gym battles right now. These could be far better defenders than they were before, because they're not going to be at the bottom. They're not going to be as easy to knock out. You're still going to have to beat them about 6 times to get them out of there, and these are going to be grueling fights because these Pokemon are strong defenders. Another thing that I've particularly enjoyed about this update is that I can see how many battles each of my Pokemon have won. And some of the Pokemon that I have fought with the most over time have accumulated 400, 500, 600, 700 wins. I've seen people who are at level 40 who have Pokemon with thousands of wins. So there's a little bit more about the badge system that I want to get into. Badges now give you a lot of information. They can tell you how long you've held down a particular gym. They, at least since this update, all timers are starting yesterday as the update started. It's also going to tell you where your Pokemon are. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't give me a nickname, so I don't know which of my Dragonites maybe is in this particular gym, but I do know that I have a Dragonite in this particular gym. So that's cool. It also tells me how many battles I've won in that gym. Now, there's another couple of really cool things that I've been asking for a while. In addition to knowing where my Pokemon are, we have a search bar. So you can search by type. If you type the full type into the search bar, you can search by nickname, you can search by species name. I even saw, and this was pretty cool, someone typed in the word evolve and it showed them all the Pokemon that would be able to evolve with their current set of candies. So that's really handy for mass evolutions. Now, I've also seen, and this is a new checkbox and a new setting for the game, that you can set push notifications to tell you when your Pokemon come back from gyms. Now, I'm not sure if the app has to be running in the background for this to actually work. I suspect that it does, or that it's not functional yet, because I took some gyms last night. That's where a lot of this footage is coming from. When I woke up this morning, they had been taken back about an hour before I woke up, but I didn't get any notification. Actually, I didn't get any push notification for that at all. I didn't get any notification for it until I actually opened the game, and then I got an in-game notification, but not an actual push notification on my phone. So I checked to be sure that I had push notifications turned on for that, and I do. I'm not sure that that's working yet. It might just be me, but tell me in the comments if that's working for you. I've also heard things about having the ability to have presettable teams. So you could kind of have your battle team or your battle loadout, or kind of your 6 Pokemon that you like to fight with in general, and kind of have that as a preset that you could choose. I'm not sure how that works yet. I didn't find it. I haven't played a ton, and I haven't done a ton of research into how this stuff works, but I did hear that that might be possible. But, you know, if you guys figure out how to do that, let me know in the comments. I would love to know how to do that. I would love to be able to tell other people how to do that. But I'm saving the best for last. So the whole system of how you get Pokemon in gyms and how you get your rewards from gyms has changed as well. So this is the thing that I am seeing the most mind-blowing number of comments and status updates and things coming in from Facebook about. It's, why can't I collect for coins? I don't see how I collect for coins. Why am I not getting coins from keeping stuff in gyms anymore? Well, here's the thing. You will get coins. You'll get 1 coin per full hour that your Pokemon can hold a gym. However, you get those coins when it comes back. So if it stays out there for like a week, it's going to come back with hundreds of coins. Now, my understanding is that there is still a cap at 100 coins per day. I'm not sure how they figure that. If I hold 10 gyms, do my Pokemon only get coins for the first 10 hours that they're in there, and I get skipped on the next 14 hours and they're kind of meaningless, or, you know, what happens? Does this mean that kind of the optimal number of Pokemon to have in gyms is now like 5 or 6 if you can hold out for the whole day, just to make sure that you're not wasting a lot of that extra time? You're not having 14 dead hours that they're sitting in there. I'm not sure exactly how that's working, but we'll figure that out in due time. Another thing is there's no more prestiging. Again, the gym system has shifted away from a CP focused system, so prestiging wouldn't even make sense anymore. Now, it does seem like there is a little bit of a delay. I've heard 10 minutes between putting the first and second Pokemon in. This could make group rating a lot trickier, and I'm not sure if there's the same delay between the second and the third. Maybe once you can put the second one in there, you put the third and the fourth and the fifth, etc. I don't know, maybe. But see, here's the thing for me. So I like to go out and play as a group, like 3 or 4 people, take down a gym together, and then we all load in. Now, prestiging, okay, so this system is probably going to be faster than prestiging was, but at the same time, we were doing something during that 20 minutes when we were building up the gym. Now we're just waiting an arbitrary length of time so that the second person can drop a Pokemon in. And that seems like it's going to be a bit of a hindrance, a little bit of an annoyance to players who like to play like that. Alright, 2 more things worth mentioning before I go. You can now actually heal directly from the gym screen, from the Pokemon Select screen in the gym. So that's going to be kind of helpful, and it's going to save you a little bit of time. Just make your time fighting gyms more efficient. So that's pretty welcome. Another thing that a lot of people are talking about, I have a little bit of information based on some research that was done independently. I haven't really, there hasn't been time for this to be peer reviewed, but it matches up with a lot of complaints that people are having. So first off, motivation decreases over time. For one, this is to keep gyms from becoming stagnant. It means that you can't just drop a Pokemon in a gym and have it hold out forever, because basically it's going to get hungry, and you counteract that by feeding it berries. So one of the issues that people are having is, and I've heard this complaint most often levied against Dragonite, is that their higher CP Pokemon, like their Dragonites, are actually losing their CP and their motivation faster than other Pokemon are, which is kind of strange. You would think that these would be kind of ideal defenders, but what it looks like is there's kind of a line drawn at 3000 CP. So Pokemon that have over 3000 CP look like they're losing their CP and motivation almost 10 times faster in the report that I saw than other Pokemon, which only lose about 1% per hour, compared to Pokemon like Dragonite, which lose about 10% per hour. So this could be a good reason to be using lower CP Pokemon, or at least things that are below 3000, and to conserve your heavy hitters for combat instead of for defense. Just something to think about. It probably is a glitch. I can't imagine that Niantic really intentionally did that. Maybe they did. Maybe it's just kind of a misguided move. I'm not sure. But for the time being, it is something to keep in mind when choosing your defenders. So, I hope you guys learned something. like I said, I'm going to be back to talk a little bit more about raids and some of the more new stuff as it comes out, as it gets rolled out more completely, and as I'm able to participate, because remember, I'm still level 34. I can't, even if there was a raid down the street that they were baiting, I still wouldn't be able to do a damn thing about it. So once I'm able to do that, I'm going to bring you some more information. Once we know more things about it, I'll bring in some new information. But until then, enjoy the new systems, get yourself some of these new gym badges.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode.
Inception. I just incepted this video. Oops. It's a video within a video. Anyways, until next time, remember that I'll be here to help you battle with the best of them as soon as new features and new stuff drops. So see you next time, trainers.